Hello and welcome to NAVIT. We're glad you've decided to be a part of the NAVIT family. Before we get started, please make sure that you have printed off the Statement of Understanding and the photo release form from the NAVIT website. You'll be asked periodically through this video to pause, fill in the correct information, and initial the Statement of Understanding. So you'll need to have that while we go through the video. The Statement of Understanding has two lines after each statement. One line is for the student's initials, and the other line is for the parent-guardian initials. The Statement of Understanding is your ticket into the NAVIT program. It must be filled out with the correct answers and either sent to the NAVIT office or given to your career tech at the high school. You will not be registered for the NAVIT program if we do not receive an initialed and signed Statement of Understanding by the first day of school. So please press pause here if you do not have the Statement of Understanding. Again, welcome to the NAVIT program. We are very excited that you have decided to be in the NAVIT program. NAVIT covers approximately 13,000 square miles. We partner with 11 high schools and 2 colleges, Northland Pioneer College in Gila in Apache County and Navajo County, and Gila Community College in Gila County. This is the reason that this video is mandatory for both parents and students. NAVIT is very, very different from the public high school. NAVIT partners with colleges, and therefore your students will be in college, at the college campus, with college instructors, sitting side by side with adults in college. So it is important that you understand that the teachers will not hunt you down. The teachers will expect that you know what your assignments are, and that if you have questions that you'll ask. They are there to help you, they're there to teach you, but they are not there to babysit you. So please make sure you understand that your teachers will not hunt you down, they will not constantly be reminding you. They will, however, help you with anything and everything that you let them know you need help with. So please make sure that you talk to your teachers if you need help. You will receive college transcripts for your college work. Your transcripts will follow you anywhere you go. So please make sure that you do the best work that you can while you're in the NAVIT program. Again, this is not high school, this is college. You will also have an email address from Northland Pioneer College if you are in that college. You need to check it often. Please ask your teacher about it on your first day of school. They will let you know if they use it or if they do not use it to communicate with you. So if you would please pause at this point, and on your Statement of Understanding, number 1 says, I understand this is a college program and requires college level study skills and work. We need a initials from both a student and the parent at the end of number 1 on your Statement of Understanding. Also, number 2 says, I understand I have a college email account and I'm responsible to check it often. Again, student initials and parent initials. NAVIT calendar. The NAVIT calendar prevails even if your high school is closed. So what you need to do is please make sure you take the NAVIT calendar and your high school calendar and compare those two calendars, because there will be times that NAVIT will be in session when the high school is not, and vice versa. For example, at the very beginning of NAVIT, it's possible that your high school will not be in session yet. So you will have NAVIT classes for half a day and nothing for the rest of the half of the day. Or vice versa, your high school might start before NAVIT does. So again, you would go to high school for half a day and have nothing for the other half of the day. So it's very important that you take your two calendars, your NAVIT calendar and your high school calendar, and you compare the two. Please make sure you understand that if NAVIT is in session, regardless of whether your high school is in session, you must attend your NAVIT classes. That tends to cause problems for a lot of kids every single year. They think that because their high school is closed, that NAVIT is closed also. That is not always the case. Please check your calendars. NPC NAVIT classes sometimes start at a different time than your high school, so please check with either your career tech at your high school or check with the college. Or you can also call the NAVIT office and ask us when NAVIT classes start. You should have received a letter in the mail telling you about this video. On that letter, it should tell you when your classes start. If you can't find it, please call our office. The contact information will be at the end of this video, and we will make sure you know when your classes start. Gila Community College NAVIT classes, the same thing. If you received a letter for this video, your start date should be on that letter. Again, if you do not know for sure, please give our office a call or check with Gila Community College. If you would please pause now and fill in your statement of understanding. Number 3, I understand that NAVIT starts on, please fill in the blank. Please find your letter or call our office and fill in the blank on number 3 on when your class starts. That way we know that you have the correct date. And the rest of that sentence says, and I'll be counted absent if I am not there. Number 4, I understand the NAVIT calendar and the high school calendar may not be the same. It's my responsibility to know when NAVIT is in session and understand it is an absence if I do not attend. So on number 4, please fill in the words high school in the blank and initial at the end. Okay, NAVIT attendance is very, very different from the high school attendance. Students are allowed 7 absences per semester in most classes. That is something that you need to check with your teacher to find out if you are allowed less than 7 absences. Please keep in mind NAVIT, the high school, and the college are all different entities. NAVIT is very much like a scholarship. We have requirements for you to be able to keep the money. 7 absences per semester is for you to be able to keep the money and not lose your high school credit. If your college has a different requirement for attendance, please make sure you check with your teacher to find out what that requirement is. Students could possibly lose high school credit upon their 8th absence for NAVIT. Again, please make sure you follow your instructor's procedures for absences at the college level. Remember, absences are absences. When students call NAVIT, we document why they are gone, but that does not make them excused. All absences count for NAVIT attendance with very few exceptions, such as school activities. If you're in sports, please make sure you get with your career tech to make sure that you let them know if you are attending a sports activity, and they let us know, and we change our attendance. College teachers' syllabi may also have attendance rules that are more stringent than NAVIT's. Whatever is more stringent prevails. Attendance letters are also sent home periodically. However, attendance does not work like the high schools, so we are not always up to date. For example, the college teacher might send us attendance at the end of the week, but we've already sent out a letter, so by the time you get the letter, we've got more absences. So if you have any questions, please make sure you call our office. The number will be on the attendance letter. The letters are just for communication purposes, just so the parents and the students both know what NAVIT has for attendance, so that if there's any questions or concerns, you can call the office and we can get them straightened out. I do not expect you to be able to understand this or even be able to read it, but I just want to show you. This is a regular high school's attendance right here, the white boxes. The rest of it is NAVIT's attendance. And so we are very complicated in our attendance. The reason we tell you this is just so that you'll know at any given time when you get that letter, attendance could have changed, it could have been updated, it could be more absences, it could be less absences. The letter again is just for communication. So we send out the letters when the student has at least 3 absences. If the student does not get 3 absences, you'll never get a letter. If you have 3 absences or more, you will receive your first letter. However, please keep in mind that at any point, A career tech may have called us and told us that you were at basketball or cheerleading or volleyball or track or wrestling or any of those other number of things, and we may have changed the attendance. So by the time you get the letter, it's very possible that things could have already changed. The best thing to do is give us a call and see where we're at with the attendance. Again, the letters are not meant to make anybody panic. They are just a communication tool. When you get closer to your 7 absences, the letters start to get a little bit more panicky on my end. They say, please call me, call me, call me, call me. It's not, again, to make anybody panic. It's just to let you know we really need to talk about the attendance to make sure everything is accurate before we take credit away at the high school. So again, just give us a call if you get a letter and things don't look right. It is an ongoing cycle. We could have any number of things going on with attendance when the letters are sent home. So again, give us a call. My name is Lisa Aragon. That is my office number and my cell phone number there on the screen. Give me a call anytime. So we're going to look at number 5 and 6 on your statement of understanding now. Number 5 says, I understand that I am only allowed 7 absences per semester, and I may lose high school credit if I go over those absences. Please fill in the number 7 on statement number 5 and initial at the end. Number 6 says, I understand that attendance is not connected to the high school. All absences count with minimal exceptions. Sickness, funerals, doctor's appointments, things like that count as absences. Calling the high school with absences does not ensure NAVIT has the information or that the absence will change. Please initial for number 6. Okay, this is another area where NAVIT is very, very different from the high school. Occasionally, instructors will give students a W versus an F for a semester. That's trying to help preserve their GPA on their college transcript. However, if you receive a withdraw or an F on your transcript, that will affect the number of credits that NAVIT can send to the high school for your elective credits. If you fail or withdraw from a 3-credit class at the college level, that will reduce your elective credits at the high school by a 0.5. So the most credits that can be given to a student from NAVIT is 2 per semester. If you fail one of your classes at the college, it could result in NAVIT only being able to send a 1.5 credit back to the high school. So it's very important that you maintain your grades at the college so that you can get all the credits that you're expecting at the high school. Another thing that you need to know about the grades is that if you fail or withdraw from a class at the college level, NAVIT cannot pay for you to retake any classes. So that could possibly affect whether you can stay in the NAVIT program later on or not. For example, if you're a medical assistant student and you fail or withdraw from a prerequisite class, it could affect whether you get to enroll the next semester or not, because NAVIT will not repay for that class and you need it to continue on in the program. So please make sure you're keeping your grades up. If you need any help, please make sure you let your career tech know, let your instructor know, let the NAVIT office know. There's people out there that can help you. Also, the college does offer free tutoring. So it is your responsibility as a college student to let people know if you're not doing well and you need help. So we are going to go to number 7 on your statement of understanding now. It says, I understand that NAVIT will, please fill in the words, not pay for a class more than once, and initial at the end. Discipline. This is another area where NAVIT is a little bit different than the high school. Every student starts with 50 points per year. The attendance was 7 absences per semester. The discipline is 50 points per year. Each infraction accrues points against the 50 points. When you pick up your NAVIT student handbook at either your career tech's office or in the NAVIT office, you can look in the back of that handbook and it'll show you what some of the infractions are and how many points it accrues. When a student loses all of his or her points, there are 3 things that typically happen. The first thing is I would put them on a final contract. Parents, if your student's being put on a final contract, you're going to know about it. I'm going to be in contact with you. You will have probably already received information that something's happening for them to have been losing points to begin with. If for example, they do something huge like a bomb on campus that costs them 50 points all at once, again, you're going to be contacted. So the first thing that happens is the student would probably be put on a final contract. That contract will be mailed home. If they violate the contract, or if they do something huge like a bomb on campus where they lose the 50 points all at once, there are 2 options that will happen. They are either taken to the NAVIT board for expulsion, or they can voluntarily withdraw. We will talk about what the difference is between those 2 things if it happens that your child gets to that point. There's no reason going into it right now because okay, I'm just going to read this real quick so that you understand that there is a little bit of a difference. If a student's expelled from NAVIT, it is not like being expelled from the high school. If you're expelled from the high school, it means that you no longer attend classes. Keep in mind, NAVIT is money. We are not the college. We are just your finances. So if you're expelled from NAVIT, it means we take your money away. You can stay in classes. You'll just have to pay for it yourself. If we do expel you from NAVIT, the financial responsibility for that semester is deferred to the student. If the payment for that semester is not paid in a timely fashion, then the community college has the right to pull the student from class. This is mainly for Northland Pioneer College NPC students. Gila Community College students are handled a little bit differently. Again, should you get to that point, we'll be talking more in depth about that. So we need to go to number 7 now on your statement of understanding. It says, I understand that NAVIT is a privilege and NAVIT has the right to revoke funding at any time. Please fill in the word funding and initial. So, just to give you an idea how much NAVIT costs, how much NAVIT spends on each student. If you'll look at this slide, that'll give you an idea. Should you be expelled from NAVIT, it's pretty costly. Programs such as cosmetology and fire science are much more expensive. Okay, discipline continued. Cell phones and other electronic devices are not permitted in the NAVIT classroom. This is definitely up to your individual instructors. Most instructors do not allow them. In some cases, as long as you're responsible and mature with your cell phones, such as leaving them in your pocket on mute or turned off, it's not a problem. But in most cases, the teachers will ask you to put them in a box when you come in the door or to just not bring them in, to leave them in your car. Again, find out from your teacher what they have as far as expectations for cell phones and other electronic devices. Please know, again, this is college. So if I am called out for discipline, you're expected to know what's in that student handbook that you will pick up at either your career tech's office or at the NAVIT office. If I come out and talk to you and you say, I didn't know or nobody told me that, that will not be considered an acceptable excuse because, again, this is college and we do expect you to read the handbook and know what your expectations are. So please go pick up a NAVIT handbook from your career tech at the high school or from the NAVIT office, and please make sure you know what's in it. We need to go back to the statement of understanding now. Number 9 says, I understand it is my responsibility to get a NAVIT student handbook, and I understand it's my responsibility to know its contents. So fill in the blank. I have received a NAVIT student, please put handbook in that blank and initial at the end. We understand that you're wearing 3 different hats. You're a high school student, you're a college student, you're a NAVIT student, and all 3 of those entities may require different things of you. So please make sure you know the expectations of all of those different entities so that you can remain in the NAVIT program. Keep in mind, you are a college student first as far as NAVIT is concerned, and therefore the college reserves the rights to do discipline before NAVIT. Sexual misconduct or other harassment. Please understand it is not acceptable in any form. If you have any questions about what sexual misconduct or sexual harassment or any other form of harassment is, please call the NAVIT office and ask for either Lisa Aragon or Matt Weber, and we would be more than happy to discuss that in more detail with you. Sexual misconduct or sexual harassment will get you immediately removed from the college. Early graduates. If you're planning on graduating in December of your senior year, NAVIT will not be able to pay for you for that spring semester after you graduate in December. So please make sure you contact somebody at the NAVIT office or your career tech if you are planning on graduating in December of your senior year. This takes us to number 10 on the NAVIT Statement of Understanding. I understand that once I am a high school graduate, NAVIT can no longer fund me. Please fill in the word NAVIT and initial at the end. Other important information. If you are an IEP student, you must self-identify at the college. That means you need to make the phone call to the college to have your IEP information moved over to the college level. This is college. They do not have to make any accommodations for your IEP if they are not aware of it. So please make sure you call the college if you have an IEP. If you do not know what an IEP is, then I promise you're not an IEP student. So you do not need to worry about it. This takes us to number 11 on the Statement of Understanding. It says, I understand it is my responsibility to notify the college if I have an IEP. Please fill in the word college and initial at the end. Students with misdemeanors or felonies, please call the NAVIT office and talk to Mr. Weber or Mrs. Aragon. Some programs will not allow you in if you have a misdemeanor or a felony. We do not want to know details about what the misdemeanor or felony was. We just need to know if you have one. If you are doing online coursework, please contact NAVIT. We need to talk about that because that may jeopardize your chances of being a NAVIT student. Parents, this next one is especially important for you. The FERPA law. It's a federal law, Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. Once your student steps on a college campus as a college student, you no longer have rights to their information. It doesn't matter how old the student is. It doesn't matter if they're 16. It doesn't matter if they're a junior. They are a college student when they're on the college campus, and they have rights to privacy. We do have them sign off on some of those rights so that we can get information about them. However, it's limited. So if you have a concern, please call our office instead of the college. The college will not be able to talk to you about your student. It is your student's responsibility to make sure you're informed on what they're doing. Keep in mind, NAVIT's like a scholarship. We are just the money. We are not the college program or the college entity. Early release from college classes. You need to understand that every once in a while, a teacher may release a student from class early because they're done with tests or other such reasons. It doesn't happen very often, but occasionally it does, and you need to know that NAVIT, the college, and the high school are not responsible for your student during that time. This takes us to number 12 and 13 on the Statement of Understanding. Number 12, I understand that if I enroll in an online school or switch to a charter school, I may no longer be funded by NAVIT, effective immediately upon switching to the online or charter school. Please fill in the word immediately and initial at the end. Please keep in mind the spreadsheet Statement of Understanding says I will no longer be funded. It changes from year to year on whether charter schools can be funded, charter school students can be funded by NAVIT. So just give our office a call and we can let you know if you decide to change to a charter school. Online schooling is often not accepted by NAVIT. So give us a call if you have any questions about that. Number 13, I understand that on rare occasions, college classes release early. NAVIT, the home high school, and the participating college will not provide supervision and is not responsible for my actions during this time. Please fill in the word supervision and initial at the end. This is just some information that is amazing and wonderful for Northland Pioneer College students. We're just passing this information on. Please contact the college if you want to know more. There is some free money out there for both juniors and seniors. There's also free money out there for anybody. So parents, if you're involved with NPC taking classes, please contact an NPC academic advisor to get more information about this. Also, starting in the summer 2015, summer classes will be 50% off. Please again see an academic advisor at NPC if you're interested. This is for everyone, not just NAVIT students. All transportation issues need to be discussed with your home high school personnel, so please see your career tech or your current technical education director at your high school concerning your transportation. Remember, your first contact will be your career technician at the high school. If you have any questions, please call the NAVIT office at 928-536-6100 with any absences or attendance issues. And you'll also need to prearrange any absences with your community college instructor. Please do not skip this step. It is critical. Your instructors will bend over backwards to help you, but they need to know what you're doing. So, forms to fill out. Please make sure that you and your child have initialed and signed all areas of the Statement of Understanding. This is a critical step. If there are any blanks on the Statement of Understanding, or if any of the blanks are filled in incorrectly, it will not count as being complete, and therefore the student will be withdrawn. So please go back and watch the video again if you need to make sure everything is correct. Students will be withdrawn from their classes if the Statement of Understanding is not signed and sent to the NAVIT office. Please fill out the photo release form. On the back of the Statement of Understanding, or if you printed it yourself, it'll be a separate piece of paper. Please fill out only the top or the bottom half. The top half says, yes, we can use their photos for things like websites or brochures or in newspaper clippings. The bottom half says, no, we may not use their photos. So please fill out only one. Also, please don't forget to pick up your handbook from the Career Tech or from the NAVIT office. Please send the Statement of Understanding and the photo release form to NAVIT, 951 West Snowflake Boulevard, Snowflake, Arizona, 85937. Please understand, these forms must be received before the first day of classes or the student will be withdrawn from the NAVIT program. Again, that address is 951 West Snowflake Boulevard in Snowflake, zip code 85937. This is our contact information. We can be reached at the NAVIT office at 536-6100, or Matt Weber, who is the superintendent, his cell phone is 587-7689. Lisa Aragon, the assistant superintendent, is 587-9236. You could also ask for Molly Stradling, the business manager, Susan Johnson, the attendance clerk, or Celia Merrill, the receptionist. Thank you, and we look forward to having a great school year.